A change has happened. I've got my wee fan on. This is a great wee fan. It's plugged into my laptop. See if it's too noisy, let me know. Where will I put it? Put it there like that. That's good. Right, let me get the chat up. Where's my... Go just manually. Don't know where my mouse is. Manually find us. Daisy do. She's over there doing bad things to her toy. Come up here, you. Daisy doo-doo. There we go. Now she's found another toy. She's frisky as hell. We've just been out in the garden. Things are happening in my plant pots outside. I've got sprouts sprouting up. Ashley, good morning. Caroline, good morning. Yes, back to the pink. I didn't feel that special with the blue hair. I didn't. I didn't feel like a sparkling unicorn, but now I do. I feel sparkly and unicorn-like. Chris, good morning. Good morning. I'm going to open my my energy drink. Again, they never had any of the supermarkets. I got these for Iceland. I don't know if Iceland do their own energy drinks, but these were the only ones I could get. I had to splash out a bit. Who was that behind me? Oh God, I don't know, Spiggy. Spiggy, ooh, it's behind you. Do you know what it would be? A Daisy Doo-Doo. Why not? Come up, Daisy Doo-Doo. There'll be somebody behind me now. Come up here, come up. Daisy, come up here and show people your face. There we go. There it is. That is who's behind me. There we are. Look at this. Oh, jeez. Gee whiz. Oh, well, there you go, eh? SSS is right in there, eh? Right, and I've only been on, how long have I been on? 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Already, I'm getting people, Sky, good morning, people want to do things. I'm an old lady, for goodness sakes. Do you know, listen, but I don't know what's going on with my channel recently with the trolls, but they seem to be, I seem to be giving out some kind of mad troll enhancing powers or something like that recently. Sky just got here. Helen, good morning. Yes, I wasn't feeling very sparkly unicorn-like. Now I do. But there's a wee bit of purple at the back. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. There's a wee tiny... There's a wee kind of bit of purple there. See it? A wee bit of purple. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. Yeah, but I'm just... That's all right. That's okay. I know, poor Sophie. See, these a-holes, that's what they do. Scammers, Ashley, scammers. Yes. Sky, I think it might be you they're trying to impress these people that are coming in trying to say stuff to me. Maybe they think I'm going to be shocked. Because that's a... Hello, Tolly boy. Hello, hello. Because I think a lot of people, or not just single men out, but it's the shock value that they find most exciting. Like back in my day, it was just the humble flasher that would be in the bushes. Do you know what I mean? That would jump out on folk and flash, and oh, people would be fainting and stuff. Like poor Mary. Remember the story I told you about Mary? Absolute true story about poor Mary and the flasher. Well, I'll tell that story again in case you haven't heard it. Right, I'll tell it again. Poor Mary, right, we came from like Catholic background, right, and my wee best pal, she was in the same school as me and all that. Her mum and dad were very religious, and I mean very religious, right? I always thought as if the only time Mary would have had any action would be in the marital bed with all the lights out, do you know what I mean? And then it would just be for the sake of having kids. That's as much action as poor Mary's husband, right, would get. So anyway, this was back before, way before, like even microwave ovens and all that. So early in the morning, Mary went down to the bus stop. She was getting a bus to work, and some guy had stopped in his car, and she thought he was asking for directions. And she was going, I don't know what you're saying, I don't know what you're saying. And he opened his car door, and there he was, like, flashing to her. So she ran up the road. She was absolutely, the woman was fainting in her chair. Within about 10 minutes, all the women in the, it was like a wee horseshoe that we stayed in, do you know what I mean? It was like a wee horseshoe of houses. We were all in Mary's house, including the kids. The kids we get the day off school with this incident. We get the day off school. So I'm over like with our daughter, because we were like best friends, and all the women were in the living room. Mary's sitting in her chair, they're fanning her. They're fanning her and all that. You know, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going, just have a wee half, Mary. She's sitting having a wee sips of whiskey. She's having wee sips of whiskey and all that. They're all going, you're awfully brave, Mary. You're awfully brave. She's going, I can't believe it. She's going, I actually seen it. She says, in his lap, and she was like that, naked. And she was really crying, and my mum's rubbing her back and like, going, you'll be all right, Mary. We're all here. And everything like that. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, our man's going about, right? He's like, I will give the man a bunch of fives if I ever see him again. Bunch of... Mary's probably looked at the flashers, more times than she's ever showed her husband, right? So that was what happened. He's a bunch of fives he'll be getting. And I'm going, easy now, Fred. Take it easy, Fred. And Fred's going about like that. We're just playing up the stair in the bedrooms, not. We don't know. Next thing, the police are there. Now, this is a true story, right? Police are there, getting a statement off of poor Mary. Need to ask you some sensitive questions here, Mary. So, my mum's still rubbing her nose, going, sorry, Mary, I'm with you, hen. I'm with you. The women are holding their hands and all that. Have another whiskey, Mary, have another whiskey. But the police are asking her questions, and they say to her, now, we need to ask you, did he have an erection? And she said, no, it was a Ford Escort, right? Very God, it's true. It's true. And then to explain what erection meant, Mary didn't know that word, as I said. Mary was the kind of woman that used to dress up before having in a marital bed with a light suit. You know what I mean? Covers up to her neck like that. Like, on you go. For the sake of the kids, let's sing hymns while this deed happens. You know, that was the kind of woman poor Mary was. That was a flasher. That was taking flashing to a different level back in the day. When I was a wee girl, we had a guy chasing me and my best friend. I thought she was pulling my leg, right? Because I wasn't allowed to go to the shows. If you don't know what the shows is, it's like the big wheel and it's like shows that used to go about, like the mobile shows, but there was like the big wheel and there was like hook a duck and all that kind of thing, right? And I said to my mum, can I go to the shows? No, you can't, right? But I was a rebel. I was like, I'm going to the shows regardless. So anyway, me and my best friend, we went to the shows, had a good time at the shows. And we had to go through the spooky woods. See the glen that I took you to go through there. And bear in mind, we were only 12, 13 at a time. So the whole way through these woods, me and my best friend were like, oh, watch, there's somebody coming out of the bushes, like, oh, scaring each other. So I had bent down to tie my shoelace just at the railway bridge where I took you. And she went, come on, Linda, there's a guy coming out of the bushes. And I'm going, I know. He said that. And she's going, Linda, no, I swear to God, Linda, I promise you there's a guy coming out of the bushes. And I turned around, so there was. There was a man coming out of the bushes running up the hill to us. But we were like nippy. Miss Broke, good morning, bonjour to you. There's my Sky in the chat, who also talks French, so you can blather away. I trust Sky to know what you're saying. Oh, I'd prefer well, you don't know, Sky, if you prefer the riddle man over the flasher, because I've got a theory that the riddle man only seen me, and that's how he jumped out. I don't think he realised that the ex-husband was there at the time. So maybe the riddle man was going to riddle you right into the bushes. I don't know what the riddle man's... Spooky, aye, spooky. But aye, that was poor. Anyway, we got. He didn't actually flash at us, but he came running at us out the bushes. We ran away because we were young and energetic at the time. And I ran away laughing. And did my mum know anything about this? No, never. And to this day, I feel a bit. I hope nothing ever did happen with that spooky guy running out the bushes. But I wasn't telling my mum because I wasn't meant to be there. I was not meant to be down at the shows. But I was, as I said, I just asked my mum, can I go up to town centre? She would say no, and I would still go up to town centre because I was a bad girl. I think the riddle man, there was many the riddle man that meets the eye. I think the riddle man maybe have jumped out thinking there was a a single woman just walking along with her child in the woods with a bottle of monk's wine. I don't. Who knows? But he went straight back into he went straight back into the bush that he came from to look for his next victim. I wonder if he. Do you know? I often wonder if he chose a different riddle for every person, or if it was the same riddle that everybody got. That way we could have ruined his riddle for him. We could have went around the Isle of Butte and told everybody if a guy jumps out on you, this is the answer to his riddle. We could have ruined the man's riddle and career. Listen, strange stuff always seems to happen to me all my life. Strange stuff. I remember there was a guy when we were younger, and I can't remember if I told my mum and dad this or not. I must have. The police were involved. I never seen the police though, but the police were involved in this case. I was right next to the chapel, and again, I was a bad girl, and sometimes I used to dog it, right, but not up back roads or anything. When I say dog it, I mean played truant for chapel, and that's disgusting. I was a disgusting younger person. And I'd spend the plate money on sweeties and sit at the swing park. I'm bearing all my dirty wash in the day, right? It's all getting put out there. So anyway, this particular day that was dogging chapel, me and my friends who were also dogging chapel, we were sitting at the swing park. The swing park's right next to the chapel, so we could see what colour the priest was wearing in case we were going to be grilled when we get home. You know. So anyway, we're sitting there, we're eating our crisp, we're on the swings and stuff like that. And this older man now, we were about 9, 10, right? Pre-teen, definitely pre-teen, at the swing park. And this older gentleman, he could have been in his 20s, he could have been in his 30s. I don't think he was in his 40s, but he was 20, 30s, right? Starts talking away to us. He wrapped up a conversation. We're still swinging away in the swings and all that. And he says to me, have you got a boyfriend, right? And I knew right away when he said that, if I'd have said no, he'd have been like, I'll be your boyfriend, right? And I didn't want a creepy old man to be my boyfriend. So I just said aye, right? I was telling a lot of lies that day, obviously. I was telling a lot of lies that day. I was telling people I was going to chapel, there was a lot of lies going on with me that day. Anyway, I'm bearing it all out now. I'm bearing it out for the Lord so that my conscience is clear. Anyway, I said yes, I did have a boyfriend. And he said, no wonder, you're very pretty. Right, now, we'd already got the vibes that this man was just sitting at the swing park himself, right, no kids. But we're oblivious, we're only kids, we don't know. But that comment, me and my wee pal, we kind of thought, I think we better move for this swing park. So we did. So we got up and we started walking. Well, here he starts walking after us. So here we starts running away, giggling and laughing, all the rest of it. So we loses him. And then we thought we better get back down to the chapel because the mass will be coming out soon. And we've got to wait till mass comes out before we can head home. As we got back to the chapel, hey ho, there was a police car. He's sitting in the back of the police car. He was convicted, you know what, that had escaped from somewhere, and he had tried to take a wee girl away. So he did. So we were there. We didn't actually talk to the police. I probably didn't tell my mum and dad. That's probably another thing I never told my mum and dad about. We just went home. I think we might have said we seen something as we came out the chapel, but we never told them that we were approached by this individual. They obviously knew who he was, and anyway, he was in the back of the police. And if my memory serves me right, I'm sure it was the older brother that had caught this guy trying to grab his wee sister. It was a whole thing going on. Listen, these creeps were about back in my day as well, so they were. But there you are, it was, I was doing a lot of stuff. Sky, please. Harley, baby, good morning. I'm back to my usual self. I feel back to my usual self with my hair like this. I was not feeling the blue. The blue was making me literally feel blue. I don't think I suited it. It brought my face down. I didn't frame my face right. This does. This frames my face properly. Oh. Hello, hello. Tony, hello. Yeah, so I remember all that, but I was having a day there, wasn't I? All the lies I was telling that day. Yes, I know Saudi Arabia very well, yes. I'm feeling bubbly. Sky, there you go. I was telling a lot of lies, fibs were going on. And you know, I've told you this before, but this is how calculated my wee brain was back then. See, when we did, no, I didn't dog chapel all the time, just some days, because I just couldn't be annoyed. And that's what I used to do. Anyway, it wasn't just me, that's no excuse. I done it. Anyway, some of the days that I used to dog it, I used to go home and pull out my Casio and play hymns. Not the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I'd give it all that in my room. He lay me down in pastures. I used to belt it out of my room, and my mum and dad were going, "No, listen to her. She loved chapel today, didn't she? Listen to her singing Lord's my shepherd up the stair." That's how calculating I was back in the days, eh? I was covering my lies. I was covering them. Have I ever thought? Yes, I've thought of travelling lots of places. Daisy, stop the bloody scratching. I've checked her for fleas. She's not got fleas, but I think she's got dry skin, the baba. I mean, I've been looking at her skin. It seems alright, but she's awfully scratched. Maybe she's just warm now. I worry about her. See if she scratches too long, I worry. If she chokes, I worry. Yes, I do, because she's my baby. Celia, good morning. Yeah, but no, I just felt as if it was bringing me down a wee bit. I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it, so I've put myself back to normal. I have got a wee purple streak someplace. Look, there's a wee purple streak. There's probably a few of them, but do you know that adds something to the hair? That wee purple streak adds something to it. So tomorrow I've got a busy day. I'll be doing my video in the morning, and then I'll be visiting my mum, and then I'm going down to the grave, I'm sure, with my grandson, and then I'll be doing my live stream tomorrow afternoon. I don't know if I feel like a drink. The past couple of weeks I've tried, you know, I've took a drink and then I've ended up pouring it down the sink. I've just not been feeling it. Maybe I should get some more banging tunes on. Maybe that'll make me feel a bit better. But have a lovely Friday, guys. I'm going to watch a movie or something like that. Daisy's digging inside of me. Look, she loves to dig. She cracks me off. Oh, so I love you all so much, and I'll be like, oh, she makes me laugh. Oh, anyway, I love you all so much. Have a gorgeous Friday, and I will see you all tomorrow. So until then, I'm going to give you a big kissy. Bye, everyone.